everybody. Today we're just going to be looking at a couple of maths questions which I was sent recently, and I was just going to show the logic behind them. So here's a picture of one of them, but I'll just draw it out again. So starts off looking largely like a square. And it says this is 14. It's got a line like this, a line like that. It's got another one here. It's got two dashes to say that they're both the same length. And another one there as well. So all three sides are going to be exactly the same. 14, 14. And then it says that this dotted line here is 8. And did it say centimeters? It did say centimeters. Okay. So initially when I looked at this, I thought to myself, this doesn't have enough information. But it does have enough information. The only thing is it's just a little bit obscure, but it's just based on this simple premise. The formula for a triangle is half base times height. Half base times height. But that's exactly the same as half height times base, or just having the half separate to the other two. Either way, when you multiply three things together, it doesn't matter the order in which you do it. It's just like when you add three things together. It doesn't matter the order that you do it. Okay, it will still get you the same answer. So the reason that half base times height works for right angled triangles is because of this. This is a shape, and this is a triangle. The triangle has taken up half of that shape, and therefore instead of just doing base times height, length times width to get the area of the four-sided shape, to get the triangle, the right angled triangle, so the right angle would be in there, it's just half of it. And it's exactly the same if it's a triangle that looks like this. It's going to be half of the full rectangle there. Okay, so that is how that works. Now, if you have a look at it nice and close in here, you would actually have two right angles, one there and one there. So one triangle is half of that area, and one triangle is half of that area. So it's actually exactly the same. See, half and half, half and half. It would be exactly the same as if you had just one complete rectangular area and one big long triangle that goes diagonally from point to point. My drawing's a little bit bad there, but I hopefully you understand. Now, the thing is, we know that all the way from one side to the other is the same as what it says up there. It's going to be 14 centimeters. And therefore, all we've really got there is a big long triangle like this, which is half of that area. It's 14 there, it's 8 there, half base times height, half 8. Well, you could do half 14 as the base, it doesn't matter. I'll change it that way, it fits exactly the formula. Half of 14 times 8, half of 14 is 7. 7 times 8 equals 56. So that's 56 centimeters squared, because we're working in two dimensions there. Because the whole thing is 14 times 14, which I know equals 196 centimeters squared, the answer will therefore be the 196 minus the 56. Now this area in here is 56, this area here is 56 also. So I've got to take away 56. That way I'm left with this area there, that area there, sorry, this area here, that area there, that area there. The ones that I'm coloring in, they're the ones that we are deleting. We are deleting that 56. So we're just going to be left with the rest. 196 minus 56, of course, is going to be 140 centimeters squared. That's your answer. So, seems a little bit complicated, but it's actually not too bad. Same sort of thing for the other question. The other question looks like this, so we'll attempt to draw that. I'm just going to look at it briefly whilst I draw. 10 on the bottom, 5 here, like this, like that. It's 4 there. Okay, so done my drawing. So again, sorry about the terrible drawing. These sides should have been even. So they're both 5. So we can definitely say that this area in here is going to be 5 times 10. So the rectangle is 5 times 10 equals 50. Now when it comes to this other area, remember these two triangles, it would be exactly the same as if it was just one triangle going diagonally from there to there. We know that it's 10 all the way across. We know that it's 4 up. So therefore half base times height, half of 10 times 4 equals, half of 10 is 5, 5 times 4 is 20, 20 plus our 50 equals 70. And this one is centimeters squared again? Meters squared this time. Meters squared. Meters, 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 meters. Now, I want to show you something. I don't know if this will really help, but it's just giving a little bit more information. For this one, we know that it's going to be 10 meters all the way from one side to the other. But let's say we weren't sure about this part over here, where you could just do it in one go. What you will always know is that the base here, these two bases have to add up to 10. Okay? So if I use my half base times height and I come up with other numbers, so let's say I didn't know what they were. Let's say I thought that one looks about 6 meters in, and therefore this one looks about 4 meters left to make it 10. So half base times height, and if I go half of 6 times height of 4, and if this one's 6 and it has to add up to be 10, I'm saying that the other one is 4. Half 4 times a height of 4. You end up getting half of 6 is 3 times 4 is 12. Half of 4 is 2 times 4 is 8. You add them up and you get 20, which is exactly what we got when you just do 10 all the way across. That's just further proof that no matter where you divide up the triangles, how wide they are across, you will still end up with this same answer of 20. Okay, so another example, let's say if I said this is actually 7 and this is 3, because again we know that has to add up to be 10 meters, so no matter what number you pick for this one, you have to take that from 10 to get your other one. It's going to be the exact same thing again. Half base times height, half of 7 times 4 equals half of 3 times 4 equals, half of 7 is 3.5, 3.5 times 4 will equal 14, half of 3 is 1.5, 1.5 times 4 is 6, 14 plus 6 is 20. No matter what, you're going to get your answer of 20. Hopefully that doesn't complicate things further, but I guess it's just showing that, you know, if you did just come up with guesses as to what is the area of those triangles, you're still going to end up with the right answer, no matter what numbers you came up with, as long as when you're adding up your bases, you're still being consistent with what the total base measurement is. 6 plus 4 is 10. You'll no matter what, you're going to end up with 20. 7 plus 3 is 10. No matter what, you're going to end up with your answer of 20. And it was exactly the same with that one at the top. As long as you, no matter what numbers you pick for your two triangles in here, as long as you have the width all the way across of them both adding up to 14, you will end up getting 56 once you add up your two triangles. So that is the answer for those questions. I hope those explanations helped a little bit. If not, just leave comments or questions in the comments below and I'll get to them. Thank you so much for your time.